Our next session is an audio-visual presentation on Uniform on Screen, Portrayal of Indian Military in Cinemas by Shri Parthajit Baruah. I would like to call upon stage our Chief Editor and Joint Director, Shri Kumar Vikramji, to felicitate our guests. Thank you, sir. Now I hand over the stage to Shri Deep Saikia ji, SMS Editor, National Book Trust, India.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we have with us someone who doesn't just watch cinema, he studies it, he questions it, creates it, and brings its many stories alive for us. Our speaker is a distinguished film historian, scholar, and filmmaker whose work bridges literature, cinema, and culture with an academic journey that spans English literature, film adaptation, and doctoral exploration of Shakespeare in Indian cinema. He brings a rare depth of insight to the screen. He is the author of 7 acclaimed books on cinema, including A History of India's Northeast Cinema and the Cinema of Odur Gopalakrishnan, and a recipient of State Film Award for Best Book on Cinema, along with the Prague's Channel Film Critic Award. His research has taken him from the National Film Archive of India to international academic fora, where he has presented and shared his work widely. Beyond research and writing, he is also a passionate filmmaker, having directed 12 award-winning documentaries and a feature film that have traveled to national and international film festivals. He has served as a jury member at several film festivals and has been a keynote speaker at leading institutions in India and abroad. It is our privilege to welcome a true storyteller of cinema in words, images, and ideas. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Parthajit Baruah.
Hello. I think you can hear my voice. When I speak from Delhi, everyone can hear. As I am from Northeast, the voice can hardly be heard. Respected dignitaries, honored guests, dear friends, as I stand here at the 53rd edition of New Delhi World Book Fair 2026, I am truly grateful. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Lieutenant Colonel Ibraz Malik, the visionary director of the National Book Trust, India, Sri Kumar Bikram, Chief Editor and Joint Director, Deep Saikia, Assistant Editor, Ohomia, and all the distinguished guests present here to address you at this flagship event under the theme Indian Military History, Valor and Wisdom at 75 is a great honor. Today, I am privileged to speak on a very interesting topic called Uniform on Screen, Portrayal of Indian Military in Cinemas. When I like to define the word cinemas, I like to define films made in different languages of our country. It is beyond Bollywood. The subject, when I talk about the subject, uniform on a screen, portrayal of Indian military in cinemas, I am quite delighted to speak on this particular topic personally. It is because I am the son of an ex-army man. When I was just 4 and 5 years old, my father used to tell me when the national anthem was played on television. At the time it was Doordarshan. Once the national anthem was played, my father used to advise me, keep your body upright, stand upright, and respect to the national anthem. Back then, I was 4 and 5 years old. I barely understood the weight of his words. But as I grew up, I understood the value behind his words. At the same time, he not only taught me how to love and respect our country, India, Bharat, Hindustan, but he taught me how to salute as a son of an Indian army man, this way. So when I grew up, my father's advice, I was carrying my father's advice. In 2014, I made one documentary. The documentary is the reflection of my love for my country. The name of the documentary is called Dhemaji Tragedy. Dhemaji is the name of the place of Assam, northeast. In 2004, insurgent group gave bomb. 13 innocent people passed away. I made documentary against insurgency, and it reflected my love for the country. I would like to request there to play the first clipping, visuals, clipping 1. एक clipping number 1 लिखा हुआ है, एक just play कर देना. Oh, this is how we love our country, Bharat, Hindustan, from the fringe area. The subject, uniform on screen, is very, very vast, and it is very problematic for me, being an academic and practitioner, to summarize the entire topic within 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Still, I'll try to touch some of the aspects in future. I'm hopeful that I'll be given 2-3 hours to deal with this beautiful topic, which I like very much from my heart. Whether it is Bollywood or cinemas made in different languages, films has been a powerful breeze, bringing the stories of our soldiers, their courage and sacrifice into the hearts of millions across generation. Yet it is important to question whether the magic of film has done so far the justice to the realities of the brave soldiers. We have seen many films made in Bollywood. Now the question is whether they have really done the justice to the real heroes and their sacrifices. We know movie plays an important role in helping us remember those who wear the uniform with pride. They often risk over dramatizing, over simplifying, or romanticizing complex experiences for entertainment value. Most of the films made in Bollywood, they have the entertainment. Without the entertainment, they cannot run, they cannot pull the audience to the theater. If we truly wish to respect armed forces, we must move beyond mere celebration of cinematic portrayal. As you know, there is always a saying, uniforms are stretched with thread of duty, but also with the stories we choose to tell. The question is, are we telling these stories honestly? There are many movies are made in Bollywood. Are the filmmakers telling those stories honestly, or mere dressing up fiction as fact? I always believe, as I have been taught by my father, I always believe uniform is not just a piece of clothing. It is a silent prayer of a mother, the pride of a father, the aspiration of a child. From the cold height of Siachen to the green hill of Arunachal Pradesh, uniform is a powerful symbol, a second skin made from sweat, challenges, and strong determination. When I look back to the history, I see so many examples of true dedication in uniform. These stories show me what real sacrifice means. There are countless and numerous brave soldiers and officers who gave their lives for our country. Their action remind me that real patriotism is more about just words. It's about what we do. At the very beginning of my talk, I must mention some of the brave soldiers. Normally, every soldier, from a soldier to the highest rank, everyone is our hero. But normally, we have a narrative made by films. When we watch film or see films made by Bollywood filmmakers in Bollywood, they entertain those films in that way. We think they are the real heroes, but they are not the real heroes. I would like to mention some of the real heroes. Maybe some of you have heard Badlu Ram. I think some of you have heard the name of Badlu Ram. Baba Harbhajan Singh, rifleman. On Baba Harbhajan Singh, there was a short film was made called Plus Minus. If you watch the film that is available in YouTube. Rifleman Jaswant Singh Rawat, there was a film called 72 Hours, Martyr Who Never Died. The film was made in 2019. And there was a soldier from Arunachal Pradesh, that is completely unexpected. Havildar Hangpan Dada from Arunachal Pradesh, as not the legendary Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, Flight Lieutenant Gunjan Saxena. There was a controversy about the film, you know that. Major Mukund Bardarajan, one film was made in Tamil called Amaran. I talked to the filmmaker of Amaran there in 2 months back in Canada when I was there. Captain Vikram Bhatta, the film was Shersha, Major Saitan Singh Bhati, ex-Bis Bahadur, आपने देखा होगा शायद. There was another film called Second Lieutenant Arun Khetrapal. The new film is called Ekes. So there are a lot of real heroes whose names are hardly been known by people. But for me, everyone who sacrifices his or her life for our country is a real hero. Whether they are shown in films or not, it does not matter. From 1947, 1962, 1965, 1971, 1999, till Operation Sindoor, Indian military has been encouraged by all the prime ministers. They are the motivation in many ways. Whether the former prime minister in 1965 or 1971 or in 1999 or till Operation Sindoor. I want to show you 1 minute clipping how the prime ministers encouraged the military. Can you please play this clipping too? So those voices are important when you are fighting for your country. Those voices coming from the inspiring leaders are very, very important. As I have already told you, that the subject is so vast, it's impossible to include all the points that I wanted to tell you. So when I talk about the films Indian military in cinemas, I will deal with the films made after after independence, means the post-independence, starting with the film called Hakikat. I think some of you have watched the film called Hakikat, Chetan Anand's Hakikat, to the recent film called Ikis. Those are the films. During those 75 years, many films were made. Some of are not authentically presented, and some of them are authentically presented. One film that I like to mention is the first film on Indian military, made in 1964, Chetan Anand's called Hakikat. And that film is important. Why that film is important? Let me read out some of the quotation from a book. The film is more than just a film about the 1962 Sino-Indian War. The film shows that if the soldiers are outnumbered, what really matters is bravery and determination. There was a book called Bollywood Does Battle. In that book, the author Samir Chopra writes, that sentence is very important. Let me read out the sentences. Why the film is important? Because this is not the film just like we see Border or other films normally, how they bring the emotion to the heart. Let's see what the writer writes down. Hakikat acknowledges India's defeat. We have to listen. Hakikat is a film that acknowledges India's defeat, forced upon it by devious, brutal, numerically superior enemy, but definitely insists the Indian nation remain unbowed and lived to fight another in a war not yet ended. When there was a question of India-China war, we from the Northeast, people living in China, they can feel better. And this book has beautifully written, because the writer's father was a squadron. His father used to work in Indian military. So being a part of the Northeast, I can feel what Hakikat means. So I like to ask you, those who are sitting in front of me, we always know that the real heroes are those who sacrifices his or her life for us. I like to ask you one question. Deep Soikada has told me that once I finish my talk, then I can ask, right? So now I like to put one question, if you want to give me a permission. Do you think the films made in Bollywood on the real life heroes who sacrificed their lives in war for our country are authentically presented and should be made the way Bollywood is making?
I saw China across the border through an army telescope. I went to the 6th Kumaon Regiment and saw Kaho village, saw Kibito, saw the regiment, spoke to the army, spoke to the soldiers there. What they are doing is not what Bollywood does is not even a patch on what our soldiers are really doing. If Hakikat was a great film, I agree totally, as a film buff. After that, I doubt there's a film. Border did, as you say, make us emotional, but not too many films are made well in this country, not from the Hindi film industry at least. So in my view, perhaps the army should be taken into confidence when we make films on the armed forces.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your response. So, as I'm from Assam, I like to tell you that in Assam, in 70s, 80s, there were some films that was made on Indian Army. And there was one film called Buari. Buari in English it's we call daughter-in-law. In the film Buari, the lead character Gokul, he is an army officer. He goes and joins in the war and fights for the country. And this is very rare scene coming from the Northeast, because the way we look at Indian military in other parts of our country is completely different when it comes to the Northeast due to various regions. So we need to understand the different shades and dynamics. But still, you may not know that there are many countless Indian army coming from Northeast who sacrificed his or her life for our country. I like to show one video clipping from the Northeast who sacrificed their lives for our country. Maybe you have not heard their name. I think it is necessary for you to introduce our heroes within quote. Yeah. Can you play the three? This is what I was talking about, that most of the people who are living inside Northeast, they have a different perspective or different lens looking at the Indian military. But I have to change that lens through this narrative, saying that there are countless and numerous brave soldiers who really love this country and sacrifice their lives for Hindustan. They're coming back to a film called Buari. There is another film in Assam is called A Dekh, Moor Dekh, this country and my country. Once again, I repeat the point, that it is very rare to make films showing Assamese youth joining in Indian Army and sacrificing their lives for our country in 80s and 90s at a time when insurgency was on the peak. So I like to congratulate all the filmmakers who have dared to make those films. Coming back, another film, there was a very beautiful, हो गया? नहीं,
हवलदार हंगपन दादा उत्तरी कश्मीर सर्वोच्च वीरता
नहीं,
सम्मान
फर्स्ट कर करना हमारे फर्स्ट करके नहीं, हाँ हाँ यार this is the Assam regimental song. If you want to know the backstory of Badluram, it's very interesting. So as I told Deep Soikia that I have been given very limited time, so I don't have much time to. So I like to say that there are many films were made in different languages, whether in Punjabi or Tamil. One Tamil film called Amaran, it was in Major Mukund. It's a fantastic movie. I say fantastic because I met Siva Kartikeyan, who played the role of Major Mukund, and Rajkumar Periswamy. I moderated a session in Canada 2 months back when I asked one question to Siva Kartikeyan, what was the preparation you played for the role of Major Mukund? He said that I studied a lot. I thoroughly did exercise, because if you watch the film, you'll find that at the very beginning he looks very thin. Then he has looked the macho man. So there is a variation of his body structure. So he has done a lot of exercises committed to the character. So if you get the time, you do watch the film called Amaran. So other films in Bollywood, you know Sher Shah. You know Sher Shah. Sher Shah is on Captain Bikram Batra. Shem Bahadur on the legendary Field Marshal Sam Manik. So there are a lot of films were made. I put one question and the ma'am has responded. I said, do we need the films the way the filmmakers in Bollywood are making? Because I have shown you through my Northeast real heroes. This is the they are the real heroes. I put once again, I repeat the question, do we really want to make films on military heroes through Bollywood filmmakers? One, sir, I'll ask, let me complete then. Yeah. Amrit Mohan sir has asked me that he has raised his question, so I will definitely say it is my honor that you have raised your hand. So my point, personally, since last 20 years, I have been in this field, both making films and writing books. So personally feel to reach to the larger audience, Bollywood, though it looks very cliche, sometimes inauthentic, like Kargil War. We always know Kargil War, the new generation always started writing points that Gunjan Saxena was the first. That was what was happening until Sri Vidya Rajan comes out saying that she was the first one. Now the military person, they do not want to come on the front, on the televisions. Now it is because of the filmmakers' fault. It is the fault of the filmmakers. They did not have much depth research. So once again, personally, I say we need to make Bollywood films. It's because it will go larger audience, but there need to be thorough research. We need to have veteran and good historians to back to their script writing. We need to have the veteran. We need to have the veteran Indian military persons to back in their script. Then only we will get to have a good, authentic films. But yes, I would like to show you one clipping, and then I'll put the mic to the audience for 5 minutes. Yes, please, the last clipping. Now.
तो अमर हो जाओ, अरे जिंदा रहे तो भी अमर, मर गए तो भी अमर, तो हो तैयार, करोगे वार, एक अपना, जीत अपनी, तो बोलो दूर क्या है माता की, इसकी वर्दी.
So these are Bollywood, and we love Bollywood. Personally, I don't use the term Bollywood in my book. I always use Indian cinema. So I like to repeat one particular word again, that I wish I could have been given 2 hours to speak the big and huge topic. I have been given 30 minutes, and it's very difficult to cover all the topic. I like to conclude my talk. It is really great honor that I have talked on a very vast topic before erudite audience. And with one quote, I like to say, this is new India. If you attack us, will strike you back, even if it means entering your home.
You can ask.
My question is not exactly, may not exactly be the part of your topic, or you may not have dwelled, but still I'm asking, how do you compare other countries' cinema and their military? Say, for example, Pakistani cinema or American cinema. We know about Russian, Soviet cinema. I'm not bringing that deliberately, but typically any other countries.
First, we need to define the term called Indian military in cinemas and war movies. When I talk about the war movies, it means wars. Because when talk about Indian military in cinemas, it deals with the dynamic sides and different sides of Indian military persons, number one. Number two, if you ask me, how do I look at the Hollywood war movies? There are a lot of war movies made in Hollywood which are authentically correct, factually correct. It's because they have, when they write the script, they have many young and talented assistant script writer. They have the research team a lot, and that's the reason they take time to make one war movie. Number two. And coming back with Pakistan, I don't know how they interpret, because we have 360-degree angle. We have 360-degree angle, whatever the war is taking place. So I don't know how they interpret Operation Sindoor. If you watch their films, then we can better understand. But what we know, what is truth is, they will explain in their own way. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, sir, for asking me this question. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
How can we change this situation? How can we make great films on the armed forces to inspire the youth which is lost in its phone, to participate? I am an NCC pilot. I was a pilot in the NCC. I was in uniform. And so I believe everybody should go through military training. That's my first point. The second, how do we change the condition of the portrayal of the Indian military in Indian cinema? Do you have thoughts on that?
Yeah, just I have already told you that I ended my talk saying that we need to have the veteran in the script writing. The only issue is the script writing, because you need to have the cooperation among the script writers, the government, because when you want to make film on, suppose I want to make on film called Kargil War of Assam, Jintu Gogoi. So I need to follow certain formality. I need to take permission from defense. Also, means there are a lot of issues out there. So sometimes you'll be given some permission and sometimes you are not. First. Number two, you need to have to work in the script level. Number three, in terms of the young generations who are busy with mobile phones, so I can't give you the advice because I'm not that fit person to advise in that field. But yes, we can inspire the young generations about Indian military by making some good films or by writing some good books, because we have very limited number of books on Indian military, and hopefully NBT will take initiative to encourage young authors to write books.
Thank you very much for a nice presentation. It is really enlightening presentation for all of us. So on behalf of National Book Trust India, I would like to express our gratitude to Mr. Parthajit Baruah and all of you, all the book lovers today who took the trouble to witness this program. I, on behalf of National Book Trust India, have expressed our deep gratitude to all of you. Thank you.